Fast fashion has caused significant waste of resources and garbage. Every year, the UK discards around 300,000 tons of clothing. Shockingly, 87% of these materials end up in incineration or landfill, contributing severe pollution and microplastic in the oceans. How to make fashion greener and more sustainable? A shift is happening.
Definitely. I mean, fast fashion's like a nightmare at the moment, to be fair. Everyone falls into it. I think the older generation tend to not. The young generation tend to buy second-hand.
Under the crisis of fast fashion, young generation buy second-hand and vintage clothes to promote sustainable fashion.
Not spend too much money, because clothes now obviously cost so much money, and then you'll end up wearing them a few times and then maybe not wearing them again. A lot of people are caring more about sustainable fashion, but they've got more of a story to them. They've all been like, this is their second life. You don't just throw it out, you can keep it for longer.
So it's cheaper. I mean, there's a lot more option. It's quite nice to see stuff that's been pre-loved and then have like another opportunity to have it go somewhere else. I mean, I think it's give and take. Most of the time, obviously second-hand stuff, it shows that it has the longevity. If something is still going to have quite a long shelf life off the rack, I'm more than happy to get it that way.
It's sustainable to a point where, you know, clothes are just going to end up becoming material again. So then you could obviously then have the discussion of where does the material go? Does it get given back to like local businesses to make something out of it? Because like my mum knows how to knit and does like seamstry stuff. So if she was to get those materials, she could probably make like other stuff out of it. So I think it's much more sustainable obviously than fast fashion.
We also spoke to Gordon, who has been running the vintage market for many years.
We're the vintage kilo seller. We travel up and down the country. We work with about 30 universities, and today we're in Newcastle at the Civic Hall. We, felt we wanted to get into business, and it was an environmentally friendly business, so it's a bit of a win-win. All the clothes that we sell arguably would then go into landfill if we weren't selling them. And then it's up to the consumer to choose, and I think people are moving away from fast fashion now because it is unsustainable. The more that we can be recycled, the better. Without people like Vintage Vera or other charity shops or vintage shops, basically all those clothes would just go to waste.
We can see that the attitude toward the future trend of sustainable fashion is already reflected in people's small actions.
I think we'll just have to keep on going with what we're doing, to be fair. Just more and more of kind of what's happening, making it more awareness to sustainable
fashion that doesn't have to have, that can be reused from old materials. It doesn't have to be all new. It doesn't have to be all new harvested. There's going to be a big explosion of it. We're already seeing lots of vintage shops in like just Newcastle alone, but I'm definitely going to think that there will be a pull to like think about where you get the stuff from. The same way it happened with the meat industry when people wanted to know where their food's getting sourced from. It's going to happen with fashion, but we're probably on the precipice right now. It could go either way, so yeah.
Every little thing that you can do is a good thing. Everybody can try and do something, and by everybody doing something, it will ultimately impact.